the main objective of the street lighting is that to make the traffic and obstructions on the road to be very clearly visible, so that in order to avoid the accidents and safety, and also convenient for that riders who are traveling on the roads. So that is the main object of this street lighting. So the next thing we'll see that the next objective is that to make the street more attractive, to make the street more attractive, to make the street more attractive, right? So these are the two main objectives of street lighting. The first objective is that the traffic and obstacles on the road should be clearly visible for the rider for the smooth safety of his journey onto the road, and also make sure that to avoid the accidents and for the to make create that convenience to the riders in order to travel on the road. And next objective is to make that street more attractive, to make the street more attractive. So nextly, we'll see that the principles of street lighting. First we have seen that object of the street lighting. Next we'll see that principles of street lighting, principles of street lighting. So the principle employed for the street lighting is different from that interior lighting. Again I'll repeat, what is the main objective? The main objective is to have on the road to see that traffic or obstacle on the road, for that rider to have a sufficient confidence for the rider to make that road utilization or to go on to a smooth ride without any accidents, and so that he can see the traffic and obstacles, right? And also for in order to illuminate that very beautifully the street, also the street lighting we are employing. That is an objective of this street lighting. Next thing is that principles of the street lighting. The basic principle is that in order to illuminate that street is different than illuminating an interior or inside that home. So the first principle is employed for the street lighting is that different from that employing or illuminating the street is different than that interior lighting, right? Interior lighting. So the next concept, next point in that principle is that in a street, if you see that in a road, we see that we will not have any walls, nothing will have. So there is a causes for hard shadows and glare. But in a room we are having 4 walls. So based upon that position of the light and angle in which the light is projected, so that we can go for minimum occurrence of the glare and the shadows. But in an open area, in an streets where it is very difficult for a human being, for a design engineer or a human being or illumination engineer, in order to provide a sufficient and smooth way of that irradiation or illumination, such that you should not have a hard shadows or glare, because here no walls are present, right? So while designing the street lighting, the next principle is that we have to keep in mind there are no walls and ceilings which reflect for reflection or diffuse, right, or diffuse light. Hence only direct lighting scheme can be employed and hard shadows will be present. Hard shadows will be present, right? So the next point is that in this color rendering is often a minor importance. Color rendering means, okay, he can understand that object it is there for a rider. Suppose I am moving on the road, for me it is sufficient that okay, certain object is there from which part to another part, that is sufficient. The color rendering is not that much important when person going onto the road. Only the traffic and obstacle it is sufficient. So that much more color rendering is not so important in this street lighting. So the next thing is that high level of illumination is not at all necessary. High level is not at all necessary. Because why it is so? Because firstly one has to settle down to look continuously at the object. One has to look continuously at to that objective. So the basic principles in the street lighting is that the street lighting is different from that interior or hall or inside the home illumination. The street lighting is somewhat different. So the next point in that principles of street lighting is that in a street we are not having any walls and ceilings, so we don't have any diffusion principle or reflection principle, so directly we can go for direct lightning scheme. What we have seen in previous in that the types of lightning scheme: direct, indirect, semi-indirect, general. In the direct lightning, we will in the direct lightning, it is causes more hard shadows. So as we know that there are no walls and no ceilings, we are having an option to go for only direct lightning scheme. In the direct lightning scheme, we are getting hard shadows. You are getting hard shadows also. And nextly, the color rendering is not that much important. It is like minor concept, so that a rider can visualize that okay, some obstacle is there. That much minor color rendering is not at all required. So the next thing is that high level of illumination is not so necessary. Only in order to have a vision or that look onto the object, it is sufficient. That much high illumination, high level of illumination is not so necessary in this street lightning. The principles in the lightning schemes, with the principal schemes, we conclude that two general principles are usually employed in the design of lightning scheme installations, namely. So with the help of these basic principles, in order to design the lightning schemes, in order to design that lightning illumination in the street lightning application, what we need to follow that the first principle is that diffusion principle, and the second is that the spectral reflection principle. Again, I'll repeat, based upon these principles of this street lightning, we have concluded that the two major principles generally where we are going to employ in the street lightning application are, first one is diffusion principle and second one is spectral reflection principle, right? What is that? The first principle is diffusion principle and second principle is nothing but spectral reflection principle. So first we study about that diffusion principle. First we study about that diffusion principle. So in the diffusion principle, what it is happening? It is happening that the lamps fitted with suitable reflectors. The lamps are fitted with suitable reflectors. So if you see that, if I am taking a lamp here, so on that lamp we are covered with a glass kind of material. So on the glass kind of material, where we will insert the reflectors onto the glass. So light is there and reflectors is also there. So in an lamps fitted with suitable reflectors are used in this lightning schemes, because the basic first principle in the diffusion principle, what we are using the lamp with an reflectors. Next thing is that the reflectors are so designed that they may direct the light downwards and spread as uniform as possible. Right, as we studied that in street lightning, we will go for direct type of lightning schemes. So in the direct lightning scheme, what we studied, we know that more than 90% of the light we are throwing onto that work plane. Here the work plane is nothing but road. So we are using lamp with reflectors and we are allowing to throw that more than 90% of the light onto that road. Right. So that is what the reflectors are so designed in that directly the light has to be thrown or spread downwards towards that road. So next thing is that in order to avoid glare, the reflectors are made to have a cutoff such that between that 30 to 45 degree, so that the filament is not visible. So the position of that the light will mate within angle of 30 to 45 degrees, so that we can also avoid the glare. So and if you see that physically here, one lightning scheme, it is illuminating the road like this, and here another lightning scheme, here another lightning scheme. So in this way, based upon the diffusion principle, the street lightning has been illuminated in an uniform way of direct lamping with hard shadows, even though the angle we are maintaining 30 to 45 degrees, so that in order to avoid the glare in that particular street lightning. So nextly, if you see that the different nature of the roads we are having causes reflections and also certain projection of that incident ray and then direction of to that observer. So therefore, depends upon that hardness or that different directions of this road or different, what to say, that uneven nature of these roads, we are having reflections and diffusion also. So based upon this reflections and diffusion, the direction of the observer and then for the road surface appears bright to that observer, appears bright to that observer, so that the illumination at any point on the road surface has been calculated applying from point to point based upon that inverse square law method. So based upon that inverse square law method, from time to time that illumination engineer has to observe that based upon the uniformity of the road, he has to design that and he has to confirm that what is that amount of lux or luminous per meter square he need to project for the smooth and good illumination on this straight lightning. So over certain portion of the road surfaces is illuminated from two lamps, and that resulted illumination is sum of the illumination due to the each lamp. So if you see that a lamp here, the total illumination on this surface is nothing but addition of the three lamps, so that in order to have that sufficient illuminations on this particular road. Thank you.